Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be going through some envelope journals I'm making. And I get all my stuff, if you saw my Amazon warehouse video, then you know I get stuff in bulk. And like, I'll show you some of my papers. Hopefully I don't mess all this up. Like I have resume paper, and all of these I have 500 sheets of. I have regular blue elementary plate paper. I have red and blue elementary paper. I have this lined notebook paper, and I like it because it has no holes or margins. And I also have yellow, and all of these I have full reams of 500 sheets of all of these. Okay. So that's why and envelopes from warehouse. And for like, I rarely pay more than $5 for anything on warehouse, but usually I like to keep it around $3. When I'm searching warehouse, I kind of quit between $3 and $5 looking, because when you're buying stuff that you're not looking for, you don't want to go crazy. I mean, if it's something you're looking for, it's different than spending your money versus just randomly buying stuff you didn't even, really need or, want to begin with, So I don't like to spend too much on warehouse. Again, on a ream of paper, which is 500 sheets for a ream of paper and 250 sheets for a ream of cardstock. And I've spent as little as 60 cents, and I rarely spend more than $5. Usually I like to around 2 or 3, okay? So, we've got notebook yellow legal paper, and again, it doesn't have the holes. It does have the margin. This was my 60-cent one. It was buff 11 by 17, 500 sheets. So actually it was like 1,000 sheets. So I have lots of this buff paper. It's such a pretty color. I love it. That's Oliver talking to me. This was like kids craft paper or something. It's heavyweight paper, but it's got a nice texture to it and a lovely gold color, and you can see it looks good with this buff. Oliver, no thank you. No thank you. Get down, please. No thank you. So, I used that in these envelope journals. This is ivory cardstock. And I used that. This is green cardstock. And I also have that cardstock in a real pretty peachy salmon color and pink that I used in these journals too. And I also have, well, I think I put the graph paper up because it's bigger than this and I didn't like bending it. So I have 2 sizes of graph paper. Okay? So I buy all of these papers in bulk and envelopes in bulk, cheap. So I decided to make what I'm not calling them. They are envelope journals. And I'm only going to sell these for $10. And so I covered them all with paper, and then I joined them, and then I lined them all with a sheet of cardstock. And then on the cards that came with them inside, I made these butterflies on the Cricut. I just made bunches of them. And so they each have one of those. I cut them down this side so they open for an envelope journal. Okay? And I'm gonna finish one up, and I have a whole bunch of these. So there's 2 sheets of elementary. I did a craft envelope, and it has a card in it. This is that kids craft paper. This is the big lined craft paper. 2 sheets of that. There's more of that. Really nice. I don't know if this is a different phone. It's an iPhone. I don't know. Does it show the texture? This paper is so cool. And it's a nice weight. And it's just really a neat paper. I love it. I always set aside a share of everything I get for my sister, and she does likewise. You know, like if I get, you know, a ream of paper, I'll count out 50, 100 sheets for her, you know. And this golden textured paper was her favorite of a whole stack of paper that we were going through that day. Here's the red and blue elementary. Here's the golden, the buff. That was 11 by 17. It was only 60 cents, right? There's regular graph paper. I bought, it was like $2.70 or something for 10 pads of this. More buff. There's the lined notebook paper without the margin and holes. This is yellow and it has the margin. And I cut these out on the Cricut. I'm lazy. Out of the cardstock I have, I made a little folder. And again, we've got 2 sheets of yellow, 2 sheets of lined buff, 2 sheets of graph buff, 2 sheets of red and blue elementary, textured, big grid, textured, and blue elementary. Okay, I'm going to show you how I decorated these things. I just did 20 of them. And I've made a bunch of these. And like I said, I'm going to sell them. I'm only going to sell them for $10. Because I get everything in bulk and I have so much of it. So I have some stuff set aside up here. And I'm just going to go through it and show you what all I'm putting in them. I do everything. I'm ate up with prime numbers. So they're all getting 13 things. Okay? So I bought 2 packs of this on Ally. And I can't remember how many sheets are in them. 50 or 100? I'm uncertain. Okay, 50. And they're washi strips. And then I have them like this too. So, 50 of these, that was a good buy on those from Ally. Because that gives me the bulk to use. Okay? Oops.
Have some exciting news.
Oh,
I am
man.
back in the
I was watching YouTube and I was watching our trial and they were at recess and it came back on. Okay, so I gave them one of those. I had, you know, lots of little tags and stuff and little note pages. I have lots of stuff printed out, right? I gave them a washi sticker, a stamp, just another paper, a tag and a paper clip. These tags I made, a sheet of paper. I got these in Amazon scrap packs. They were 200-piece packs, and I got 3 of them. So I have 600 sheets of all of this, you know. These are color box scraps. I have so many color box scraps. I love, love, love them. And they're just scrap paper. And I just put 2 sheets in a folder. Okay? And then I've got washi. Mindy picked this stuff out. I was like, what color, Mindy, tell me? You know, I was talking to her online, chatting and Facebook Messenger video, you know. And I was like, what color? Because I couldn't pick out. So she picked green and gray. And I'll show you how I use that. And then I have 3 rolls of this. They're all a little bit different. Love this washi. I'm just finally using some of it up. It lasts forever. But it's just little, I don't know, little individual flower bits, right? So I'm going to go through and show you how I decorated these. And I'm making them in bulk. I set aside stuff. I thought I was going to finish them, but I didn't. And this is all of my stuff that I have set out to use. Okay. So first was this little thing. I'm just showing you real quick how I did these. Like I said, I do everything with prime numbers. And I'm hoping to sell these. And I have enough stuff to make 100 more. I really do. So that went on the inside. Somewhere, wherever, whatever, right? Then, the next thing I did on this first red and blue. Let me see what all I've got set aside here. Hey, Gertie. My daughter's home. I'm recording. What?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't put a note on the door saying I'm recording or anything. It's, you know, I'm home crafting. You all know that. It's okay. People live here. We're fine. Oh, that goes that way, it looks like. So they all got a tag. And then next towards the end, I used a tag and a paper clip. Mindy picked out the pink paper clips too. I was like, what color paper clip? Because I have a bin of 1,000 of them, you know. They all got one of these little gold sheets with butterflies here. My dog's sneezing. She's right by me on the table in her bed. She's a 4-pound Chihuahua. So, last week we all had a cold. These are so pretty and they match so well. I just put them in the middle of the page. But last week we all had a cold and I never have had this. But Addie got it too. Did you know your dog could get your cold? And then they all got, am I even in frame here? Yeah, it's okay. And they all got a little stamp. She has been getting better, so I didn't give her Benadryl. Sounds like she needs it, doesn't it? And they all got a washi. Strip. I just did these every which way. And they all got folder stuff. These little tags, I'm more inclined to put those sticking out of the top, but since there's so many, I just didn't want to, you know, make a mess of it. So there, and that's pretty, right? And then on this side, I did the 2 sheets of green. I thought that was pretty. And then on the front, I did one of these washi stickers. In the front of the folder. So they all got, I'll count the pages in a minute. So they all got all that paper in a folder and the envelope pockets, you know, so I think I did quite a bit to them. And this, I just put the washi sticker on the front of the folder. And then I did washi. And this one I did on the graph paper, the little graph paper, because I thought it'd be too much on graph this graph washi on graph paper, so I put this on the little graph paper. Aren't these pretty? They're just right. Isn't that pretty? I kind of got a little system going through this as I was doing them. But I have 3 rolls of this washi, and I love it. I've always gone through and added it. I always go through journals and add washi and stickers and stamping and stuff, you know. And then on one of the big washi, the big grid, I just did this. These were already made up ahead. It's just taken me forever to get them finished. I don't know why. But like I said, I've got, I think right here is 22. I made a lot more and gave a bunch away. But I think I might be able to sell them for Christmas. That is why I'm sharing this with you, because I wanted y'all's feedback and opinion. You all sell stuff more than I do. I've only sold 1 journal. I've had an order for 1 journal. I give everything else away. But I think these would be a neat gift for people to buy for Christmas, you know. And they're more simple, maybe more a more approachable introduction to a journal. Kind of like a fancy usable tablet. I really want you to be able to use them, you know. I want them to be usable. That's why I put plenty of pages in them. A friend of my daughter's, my daughter took one of my journals to work one day. I'm telling you where I got this idea. And I told Mindy, I said, why is it with washi? We know we're going to, like now, I'm using it 22 times on journals. Why is it our inclination to press that down, even though we're going to pick it up in a minute and use it again? I don't know what is our thing with peeling, smoothing down washi when we need it again. Okay, so I did that on all of them. I did double and then double, okay? And that's done. Okay, now I already flipped through it. So you saw my little bits of decoration. That's all the embellishment I'm going to give them, because my idea was to make them more approachable. Like, my daughter took a journal I made to work, and a lady was looking at it. One lady wanted one. She put in an order for one. And then one lady was like, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's awful. It's too much. She was just didn't know what to do with all of it, you know? So then my idea was to make a more approachable journal. Simpler, less embellishment. There's not a pocket in here, right? Maybe to use as a gift that everyone would enjoy. Maybe you want to use it for a project or planning, or, you know, like your Christmas planning, or I don't know. I don't know what you'd want to use it for, you know? But just a usable, approachable, not intimidating, not over the top, not anything, you know, that most people would appreciate. Even if you don't journal or don't get the whole junk journal thing, you know, this is usable and nice. Somebody's messaging me. Let me count the pages real quick and then I'll show you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 32 and 64. So that's like 64 pages, right? Ish. I might have miscounted because I was losing track of a couple, I think. So 60, 70 pages. So what do you think? Let me show them to you. I've got them in the box on my chair. So that one's done. And here. here. And then some of these, like that one, I did green inside in a green folder. This one, you know, just depending on what matched. This one. This one, that's pretty. This one. These. That. These vintage ones, I like those. Wine cork. Look at these music ones. Isn't it pretty? Let's see. And this one. And this one. And this one. Another green one. Looky here. Isn't that pretty? I love that one. And then these. Okay. So that's all of them. And like I said, I buy all this stuff in bulk. I wanted a more approachable journal people could use as gift giving. I think they do work because my daughter was, I'm going to just get one out here. Because my daughter was in the hospital last year. And we gave them to everybody. The nurses that she liked, you know, the physical therapist or whoever, her friends that would come see her, and that drove me to the hospital, you know, or brought her stuff or visited or, you know, anything. I was just giving journals to everybody. And we probably gave away a couple of dozen. So anyway, the lady that said that the journal I made was too much, the first one that she saw, I gave her one of these as a thank you, like, you know, for taking me to see my daughter and stuff, for driving me, because I don't drive. And her nephew was in the hospital, and she asked me to make her one to journal his recovery. So I think it's just, it kind of speaks for them. It's like, she's the one that gave me the idea to make a more simpler one, because she thought the other ones were just, you know, all the lace and everything. And then I made this as a response to that idea. And then she's the one that asked me to make her one. A bigger, she wanted more pages. I made, oh God, it had a couple hundred pages in it. It was just a lot thicker. But it was still an envelope journal, and it was plain. I didn't do much embellishing because she didn't like all the fluff. So she's the one that asked me to make her one. The one that thought they were thought they were over the top. So I think that speaks well of them. And I wanted to share too, because if you all have, you know, so much stash. I talked to one girl, she said she just gave away 800 envelopes when she was like destashing. Oh my God. So I don't know how stocked up you all are, or if you just have a lot of extra, you know, and scraps and everything. I just think they're real great. And like I said, I'm going to put them on Marketplace for $10. And we'll see how they do. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you try this. Let me know your thoughts. Give me your feedback, please. Okay? Thanks so much. Love you. Bye.